Ever wondered why some people seem to be giving up on dairy like it's a trending fashion statement? Is it just a fad or is there more to it? Dairy, a staple in many diets worldwide, is celebrated for its rich supply of calcium, protein and vitamin D. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows in the land of milk and cheese. What if I told you that the glass of milk you're sipping on could be a wolf in sheep's clothing? Let's chew on this for a moment. Lactose intolerance, a condition where the body struggles to digest lactose, a sugar found in milk, is surprisingly common. In fact, it's estimated that around 65% of the world's population has a reduced ability to digest lactose after infancy. That's a lot of uncomfortable stomachs after a bowl of creamy ice cream or a slice of pizza. But lactose intolerance is just the tip of the iceberg. Research suggests that dairy consumption might be linked to a host of health risks. Yes, the very same dairy that's often marketed as the cornerstone of a balanced diet. Studies highlight that dairy products, particularly those high in saturated fats like cheese, could be linked to heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and even certain types of cancer. And what about bone health, the very reason many of us were encouraged to drink milk as children? Well, the evidence there isn't as clear-cut as we might have believed. While dairy does provide calcium, its impact on our bones might not be as beneficial as we've been led to think. So, are we actually designed to consume dairy, or is it a habit that's causing more harm than good? Let's dive in. Dairy, a silent perpetrator, is often linked with various health concerns, from heart disease to diabetes, and even certain cancers. Now, you might be wondering, how can something as innocuous as milk or cheese be a harbinger of such serious ailments? Well, let's delve deeper into the matter. Firstly, let's talk about the heart. Dairy products are high in saturated fats and cholesterol. When consumed in excess, these can lead to the buildup of plaque in the arteries, a condition known as atherosclerosis. This, in turn, can lead to heart disease, the world's leading cause of death. Next, we have diabetes. Recent studies have shown a link between high dairy consumption and an increased risk of type 2 diabetes. Now, this doesn't mean having a splash of milk in your tea will give you diabetes overnight, but it does suggest that high dairy consumption could be a contributing factor. Now, let's tackle the big C, cancer. Certain types of cancers, such as breast and prostate cancer, have been associated with dairy consumption. It's thought that the hormones and growth factors found in dairy may stimulate the growth of hormone-sensitive tumours. And then there's the bone health myth. For years we've been told that dairy is essential for strong bones due to its calcium content. However, research has shown that dairy may not necessarily benefit bone health and can even increase the risk of fractures. Quite the plot twist, isn't it? Finally, let's not forget about lactose intolerance. It's a common condition where the body struggles to digest lactose, a sugar found in dairy. Symptoms can range from bloating and gas to diarrhea. For some, it's a minor inconvenience. For others, it can severely impact their quality of life. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. The question then arises, if dairy is so harmful, why do we consume it? We've been told since childhood that dairy is essential for our health, haven't we? It's time to challenge that narrative. You see, dairy is often hailed as a powerhouse of nutrients. After all, it's packed with protein, calcium and vitamin D. Sounds impressive, doesn't it? And it would be if the story ended there. But like any good mystery, there's a twist. While it's true that dairy can provide these nutrients, it's also the subject of an ongoing debate. The crux of the matter, full-fat versus low-fat options. Full-fat dairy is often lauded as more satisfying, keeping you fuller for longer, but don't be too hasty to ditch the low-fat versions. Despite their less creamy appeal, they offer a lower calorie count and less saturated fat, which is a known risk factor for heart disease. Now let's address the elephant in the room, or rather the cow in the field: dairy and weight loss. It's a topic that has seen many a diet fad come and go. Some claim that full-fat dairy can aid in weight loss due to its satiety factor. However, it's not quite that simple. While it might keep hunger at bay for a bit longer, it doesn't necessarily lead to weight loss. Yes, it's quite the paradox, isn't it? But the dairy narrative gets even more complex when we consider the different types of saturated fats within dairy. Some may have varying effects on our health, meaning not all dairy products are created equal. It's a culinary conundrum that keeps researchers on their toes. So it seems the dairy story is not as black and white as it appears. Let's explore some alternatives. Imagine a world where you can enjoy your favorite creamy delights without the harmful effects of dairy. It exists. Think about it. A world where your morning cuppa isn't marred by the prospect of heart disease. Your cheese platter doesn't come with the hidden cost of cholesterol, and your ice cream indulgences don't lead to lactose intolerance. This is not some far-off utopia. Welcome to the era of plant-based alternatives. These dairy substitutes aren't just stand-ins, they're stars in their own right. Take soy milk, for example. It's not only low in calories, but also rich in heart-healthy monounsaturated fats. Or consider coconut milk, a tropical delight that's a great source of iron and fiber. And let's not forget almond milk, packed with plant proteins and isoflavones, potentially beneficial for heart health. Now, some of you might be thinking, what about calcium? Don't we need dairy for that? Well, my dear listeners, you're in for a surprise. Many plant-based milks are fortified with calcium, and foods like kale, broccoli, and fortified tofu are excellent non-dairy sources of this essential mineral. But the benefits of going beyond dairy don't stop at physical health. There's something to be said about the peace of mind that comes from knowing your dietary choices aren't contributing to the environmental concerns associated with dairy farming. Plus, a move towards plant-based alternatives often means a shift towards whole foods and away from processed ones. That's a win for your overall wellness. It's time we start viewing these alternatives not as mere substitutes, but as superfoods in their own right. They offer a host of benefits, from lower risk of heart disease and diabetes to potential protective effects against certain cancers. And they do all this while delivering the creamy, delicious experiences we associate with dairy. In the end, it's not about giving up on your favorite foods, but about making smarter choices for your health. It's about switching for good. Thank you for watching. If you like the content, please like and subscribe.